Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to things the British hate and its Americanisms. So this is what terms that Americans use, phrases that Americans use. I mean, I can't really think of language that's used in America that British people hate. But I mean, I guess like soccer, that's the one that you go to, right? But then the history of that is obviously it's the British fault in the first place for calling it soccer, you know? We're the history behind the term. So other ones I can't really think off the top of my head, but I guess when we see this video it's gonna make sense and I will have heard of them and stuff like that. But I don't think people are that irritated by it. Maybe there's certain Brits that are so passionate about language, but I don't know. We're gonna see, and maybe throughout this video it will actually make me think, you know what, actually this does piss me off, and it then gives me other terms that I hear. But look, I don't think it's gonna be the case, but it's always good fun seeing this stuff. It's always just a bit of light-hearted like banter at the end of the day. But yeah, let's check this out. Hopefully going to enjoy, and then vice versa. I guess you can let me know some Britishisms that Americans hate, although I guess Britishisms is not actually a term that I see, so I don't know if that's really a thing or not. But let's jump into this and see what she has to say.
I could care less. I mean, I couldn't care less. What other Americanisms
care
annoy the
less.
Brits? Stick
Is that a thing?
around to find out.
I don't think I've ever heard "I could care less," but I hear that, and that actually irritates me now. I couldn't care less. Why would you say I could care less? What's the history or the meaning behind that? Why is it just I couldn't care less?
Hey guys, it's Amanda. I'm an American living in the UK, so I post about my life and experiences living here, as well as weekly reactions requested by all of you. Now, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've heard the words, Americans have butchered the English language, or Americans don't speak English.
They've stole our language. Shit like that. I definitely do see that, not from people, but on like the internet, where people will complain about stuff like this. But it doesn't actually matter. Why do people care so much?
There's so many Americanisms that I've been told drive you all crazy, so that's what I'm going to talk about today.
Here we go.
As always, I'm not saying that every single American uses these, or that every British person can't stand them. These are just generalizations. But if you could only choose one,
here we go.
What Americanism would you put on the list? Let me know in the comments.
I can't think off the top of my head. I guess soccer's just the go-to, but I don't care. And I think that probably is the one that irritates most people, to be honest, in the UK. If you can call that an Americanism. I think you can, right? But I don't really know. It probably is that, because people who watch football or soccer in the UK tend to be people that are like die-hard fans of the sport, and like they hear like stuff that just pisses them off. It will piss them off big time. But again, not every Brit's even into football or soccer in the first place, so it's not going to irritate every single person.
Number 1, can I get? This one has come up a bit in the comment section in some of my previous videos. So many of you find
Nice.
So many of you find this one not only annoying, but also rude. For instance, in restaurants, we might say, can I get a Coke? Instead of, may I please have a Coke? And after living here for years,
Does every Brit say, may I please? I know she's not said every, but is that really a thing that people get irritated by? There's no set way to say it. May I please have a Coke? Or can I please have a Coke is probably what I'd say. Can I please have this drink? That's what I would say. I would literally say, can I get? So I don't know what, am I in the weird group in the UK for this?
You can see how that may sound impolite. However, that definitely isn't our intention. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's like we're asking if we can go get it ourselves. Like, can I go get a Coke? Which obviously doesn't make sense at all. But there you go. That's just how we do it. Number 2, touch base.
Touch base.
It just means to make contact.
This is a very US term, isn't it? Like touching base is like what? Getting to the point? No. Touch, like when you touch base, it's like, shit, what does touch base mean? Like not get to the point. But I know what touch base is. She's going to explain it for me.
Contact or connect with someone. Like, we should touch base next week.
Oh,
some people think its roots are in baseball.
Or meet up. Touch base. Oh, fuck me.
Because the runners have to make contact with the bases to be safe from the fielders. Which sounds like a bit of a long shot. Another theory is around business and the idea of a base as a headquarters, leading to salesmen in the field touching base or returning to headquarters to meet with a client. I think that one makes slightly a bit more sense, but no one really knows. Number 3, least worst option.
Least
Now,
worst option.
I think this one sounds really odd.
Least worst option. Is this what a term that you would use? The least worst option. That just confuses me. Just say it's. Well, how would you say it otherwise? The worst option and then the best option, right? The least worst option is the best option. So why have you said the least worst option?
I've never personally heard anybody use it, so I decided to do a little bit of research. And apparently, it's used by many English speakers, both in the US and the UK. However, it isn't grammatically correct, so you wouldn't use it in like a professional setting. I mean, yeah, I'll choose the least worst option.
I don't think I've ever heard that in my life.
I don't know. To me, that doesn't sound right. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Number 4, my bad.
My bad. I say my bad. I think that's quite a common term, no?
Pretty much just apologizing or admitting that you made a mistake without actually saying you're sorry. Credit for the slang term was given to an NBA player, Manute Bol, in the 1980s because he made a bad pass. Instead of saying, it's my fault, he said, my bad. Is that true? Did it come from a basketball player?
I don't think this irritates any British person at all. British people don't have a goddamn issue with saying my bad.
In the 80s? I don't know, but that is the story. Number 5, math.
I'm on board with this. I don't understand the history behind maths or mathematics or math. Math does kind of make sense because mathematics, we've just basically added the S from the X to the math. You've just kept the math. I think the American version probably makes more sense, but because I've grown up with the term maths, it just doesn't really make sense to me now. When I hear math, it's just like, yeah, you're not used to it.
The term is mathematics with an S, but every American I've ever met says math. Apparently the US and Canada are the only countries to say it that way. And to be honest, maths just sounds really odd to me. But that's probably just because that's not what I'm used to. That's not what I've grown up being taught in school and things like that. Who knows? But speaking of math or maths, another saying we use is you do the math, which just means you need to check the facts to reach your conclusion, which is usually glaringly obvious. Number 6, I could care less. I understand why this is annoying to a lot of people because, well,
this is just triggering my brain to hear. I don't know if this is like one of those ones where different people will say it in different regions, but I could care less. It just doesn't sound like. It just sounds like you're not saying what you want to say. I don't know. I couldn't care less just makes it sound like, okay, you're actually just being like you're saying the full phrase. I could care less is like, I mean, you're caring about it. You could care less. You could care more. Like, yeah, you're caring about what's been said.
It doesn't make sense. It's grammatically incorrect. It should obviously be I couldn't care less, but because it's been confused for so long, both of them are now accepted. So if you take anything away from this video, it's this. Say something wrong long enough, and eventually it will be correct.
Fair.
Well done, USA.
But again, is this one of those ones where people in the US will say couldn't or could? I don't know if it's like a set word. It might be. But damn, that's interesting. Well done!
Number 7, season. Americans say seasons when referring to TV shows, whereas my lovely British friends call it a
series.
And
no, we don't. Oh no, we do. But we also say because seasons are the amount of seasons in a series, right? Wait, you call the series a season? So say you've got Friends, is that a season? But then there's many seasons within that season. See, I'm so confused.
Americans say seasons when referring to TV shows, whereas my lovely British friends call it a series. And from what I've read, it's because it's British tradition for a series to have 1, sometimes 2 writers compared to multiple US writers. So it's hard to come up with longer scripts without sacrificing the quality of the show. I can absolutely appreciate that because as much as I love binging TV shows like Supernatural or True Blood, both great shows by the way, sometimes writers just drag it out too long and it can ruin it. Number 8, awesome.
That one confuses me, man, because you call the seasons the first series, I'm just going to search it up. Series versus season. Or seasons. Season refers to the collection of episodes aired within a specific program year. Or series encompasses the entire run. Yeah. Wait, I'm so baffled by this one. In the US, series generally refers to the entire show, which is the same as the UK. Or season denotes... Okay, she's confused me a bit. Maybe I'm just not very good at listening, because this is how it is exactly in the UK as well. So I don't really know what the difference is.
I mean, I don't see the problem with it. It's a great word. Awesome.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't see the problem with it. It's a great word.
It's just a very American word, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, it's a word in the UK. You just don't say it. I don't really know why, but it's just not a term you ever see, and it is probably a term that you do somewhat associate with America. I would associate it with like a valley girl. That's awesome. I don't know why, but you get the same sort of words in the UK, but I feel like more niche. Like, let me just search stereotypical British words, right? Stereotypical. No, stereotypical. What am I doing? British. I'm sorry about typing. Like jolly rocker, dude. No, I'm looking at like sort of the Oliver Twist sort of slang. Jolly good. That sort of stuff, like jolly. I can't think when I'm just sort of Muppet. No, that's not the stuff. Like jolly, stuff like this. I don't know, Oliver Twist or Harry Potter sort of words. Is this what I'm looking for? No. Flash. I think Cockney slang is actually perfect. Cockney slang. Maybe not. Barnet hair? No, that's not. I can't really think of British slang, but I mean, this isn't slang, is it? Because awesome is a word that you have in the UK. It's just not used, but
It's like so totally awesome.
totally.
To be fair, since moving here, I rarely use it. And in my family, they're always joking around with me because I say that's nice or that's lovely instead. I think no matter who you are or where you're living, there will be little phrases or terms that grate on you after a while. It would be interesting to flip it and do the Britishisms, if that's even a word, British phrases or words that annoy me. Maybe I'll save that for a future video.
You should do that. Let me just see Britishisms if she's done this, because if she has, I'll watch this briefly as well. Britishisms.
Let's just say I wasn't.
Oh, she's not done it. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it, bro. Okay, well that's it. Well, to be fair, some of these I've never heard before. Some of them I kind of understand. Like could care less. It's one that I didn't know of, but it does actually. I can understand why that would irritate some British people, but at the end of the day, who actually cares? It doesn't really matter. But yeah, let me know some Britishisms that some of you guys hate based off this, like similar ones to this, because I would be intrigued to see. Maybe just stuff that I say, to be honest, picked up from like my reactions from the last few years. Maybe there's things that you can say from that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction, and until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.